Hey fam! I am back here with a Mind Your Wellness snippet today. This is Tamara from Beyond Hypnosis, and I want to bring to you in this very important month of mental health awareness. Now, we're not just a mind, are we? And we're not just a body. We are a whole being, and everything supports the other. And so I've got 5 ways to really take good care of your mental health. And at the same time, you're going to be taking care of your physical body too, your energetic body, your spiritual body, every part of you. So, number 1 is all about the fuel that you're giving yourself. Mind and body. Nutrition is so very powerful. We can't even start talking about health, whether it's mind or body, without first speaking to the fuel that you're giving your body. Now, I'm not just talking about the fuel that you eat, but I'm also talking about the fuel that you take in through entertainment, through hobby, lifestyle, but we'll get into that later. The first part is to recognize that we have to eat a very balanced diet. Extreme diets just don't work. Maybe a diet that is completely plant-based without any kind of animal foods will be cleansing. It'll be a good detox for you. However, over time, your body will become depleted of essential minerals and vitamins. And so, first of all, we want to speak about making sure that we're supporting our brain function. And supporting our brain function, we're also going to be supporting our mood stability and our hormonal balance. And one of the most important nutrients for that right there is omega-3 fatty acids. Now, these are found in seafood, and they're also found in flax seeds and avocados and all kinds of nuts and other seeds. The other thing that we want to think about is vitamins. Now, the B vitamins are very, very important for the brain and also the mental health too. So that means we want to eat our greens, right? Collard greens, spinach, kale, chard, whatever types of greens you enjoy. Microgreens are awesome, broccoli, and also whole grains. These are really important for keeping the body balanced in mind and body. The fats, the vitamins, protect the brain so that the brain can function, and the electrical circuitry that's running through the brain that keeps us feeling good, that keeps our thinking clear and fluid, are all in those good fats, those omega-3s, and the B vitamins. And so number 2, the support for your mind-body health is to make sure that you're getting good rest. When you rest, your brain actually detoxifies and it resets itself. It recovers for all the work that you're going to do the next day. So making sure that you're really getting really good sleep. It helps you to keep your attitude in balance too. You know how it is when you haven't had good rest. You're going to be very short-tempered, might be a little nasty, cut people off. So, of course, that's not good for our relationships. So we definitely want to get the good rest. And something that we know is that scripturally we're told that we must take that Shabbat or that Sabbath, that 1 day out of 7 to just do nothing but rest. This is very key, even beyond sleep. Sleep is very important, but we do want to rest. Making sure that you have a very calming and relaxed bedtime routine, making sure that all of your screens are turned off at least 1 hour before you plan to be asleep. Maybe you'll read by candlelight. Maybe you'll listen to soft music. Maybe you'll take a warm bath. It's totally up to you, but you must refresh yourself for total health and wholeness. All right, so let's move on to number 3. All right, so let's move on to number 3. You got to get moving. Remember Michelle Obama's MOVE initiative and folks laughed at her? We got to move our physical bodies. Our bodies are our machines. If you really think about it, we are machines that function perfectly and well, but you've got to move the machine. One wonderful thing about moving is that it actually unleashes really important molecules called nitric oxide. And these are the medicine bottles in your body. Yes, when you move, when you contract and squeeze and stretch your muscles, you get your heart rate up, you breathe deeply through your nose, you are creating nitric oxide. Another part of movement is that it's a natural stress reliever, right? You're moving around and using up some of that excess energy. I mean, let's face it, most of us are sitting around a lot. We're not moving. We're not really exerting ourselves, but we definitely want to make sure that we're moving. And another part of moving is that it helps the brain to release the important chemicals, more medicine that's already within you. Endorphins help to relieve pain, benefits the mood, increases your energy, keeps you balanced. And when it feels good to move, and it feels good to move, if you have a morning walk, or a morning yoga, if you have a morning walk or a morning yoga routine, if you stretch, even if you get on a rebounder, even if you jump up and down or skip around the house, these are powerful ways of getting that chemistry going that's going to keep you functioning well, keeping everything flowing. Because when you're still, just like still water, stagnant water, what happens when there's no movement? Things begin to die. Things begin to smell bad because there's no replenishment of energy. There's no flow there. So make sure you find ways to move your body. This is really going to support your mental and physical well-being beyond burning calories and building muscle. It sets everything in motion for your health. Let's move on to number 4. This is about relationships. This is about creating supportive support systems and being there for other people. We all need each other. I had an aunt that told me, we don't hear from you when you got problems. We always know. You think you hide. But she told me you don't have to do things alone. She said, baby girl, if God intended us down here to muscle it through alone, he would have put us down here one at a time. But we're all here together to support one another. So make sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive people who are uplifting you. Limit your time with people that tear you down or people that you just feel depleted around. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes? Always strive to be uplifted, to appreciate people that you appreciate. Being grateful for them being in your life. Just like everything else. When people, and even money, when things don't feel appreciated, when people don't feel appreciated, guess what? They go to where they're appreciated. So if you want to keep good relationships in your life, be loving and be appreciative of. All right, now we are to number 5. This is the 5th way that's so simple and easy to support your mental and physical well-being. This is all about doing things to reduce your stress level. Now, first of all, a positive mindset is going to go miles and miles for you. Choosing to see the good in every situation. Now, this is hard. We're not taught this. We're taught to look for what's wrong and try to fix it. Blame somebody so that things can change. That is a hard way to live. The reason that we are here on this planet is to learn and to grow through challenge. Yeah, it's not meant to be all hearts and roses. Relationships are very key in this conversation. We've been taught through the media that every relationship is supposed to be ideal. And if we're not always celebrating and getting along and loving on one another, then something's wrong. This is not true. Relationships are the best place to get your personal growth on. And you know, in the absence of abuse, okay, that's important. We don't stay in relationships and we don't stay around people who are abusive. But if it is a relationship that is uplifting and nourished and you vibe, you connect on most things, it's very important to know that both of you are learning and growing and healing, and to make room for that, to have compassion for one another in your growth process. Let's face it, we've all been raised by flawed people, people who've been traumatized. Things happen in human history. Things happen within family. But what I'm pointing out is that we're here to learn and to grow. And sometimes when things hurt, it's a signal. Those negative feelings that are coming up, anger, resentment, turn into hate, all those things, they're signals. A signal that's letting you know that there's something for you to look at here. that whatever's happened that's rubbing you the wrong way, it's signaling that it's time to grow so that things can't rub you the wrong way, right? If you got butt, it's not for them out there to stop pushing your button. It's for you to get rid of those buttons and take in everything as just information, taking nothing personal. Because remember, we're all out here trying to live our lives, trying to heal, trying to grow, and that's why we're here. As long as we are in a physical body, that's what this is school. Okay. So making sure that we switch to a positive mindset where gratitude is always the first thing in our mind. That's one of the ways that you can replenish your mindset. You can flip it, if you will. When you find yourself in a negative space, flip it over to a more appreciative mind. Decide that I'm going to pay attention to what I'm grateful for in this moment so that you can get yourself together, raise your energetic frequency, and feel better. And then you'll be able to see more clearly. You'll be able to listen more deeply with more compassion from a place of gratitude, appreciation, and curiosity. All right. And the next part of stress reduction goes back to rest, right? Making sure that you can be still and relax. Maybe a mindfulness practice, a meditation. Reducing stress changes the chemistry in your brain and in your body so that you can heal, so that your immune system is functioning optimally, so that you don't age as quick, so that there's less likely any need for self-medicating with alcohol or drugs, because you are handling yourself, managing your emotions simply by taking heed to the need for relaxation, the need for a positive, more resourceful thought. And when you sit back and you pay attention to yourself, really get to know yourself, take note of the things that get you upset. Take note of those things and identify what lessons there are for you. Think about that for a moment. What things upset you most or get on your nerves about other people or things that are happening in the world? And ask yourself, what is it that I need to learn so that when I hear or see those things in the world, I can just take them as information and not take them personally and not see them as a nut. That they are just information about what someone else is doing or saying, and it has nothing to do with my peace, right? And so the other part, if we're going to go back, I guess it's 5.5, we talked about food for the mind and the body. Now we all know that junk food is not good for the body, right? Food that is devoid of all nutrition. It's just sugar or starch or artificial colors or chemical. Maybe it tastes good, but it's not giving the body any nutrients. Well, that is junk. Well, the same goes for what you feed your mind. And we speak of feeding our minds through what we read in literature, what podcasts we listen to, what movies or TV shows we watch, what kind of music we take in. All of this is food for the mind and for the soul. You have to keep in mind that you do have a choice about what you take as mental nourishment. If most of your mental nourishment leaves you feeling anxious, upset, or plugs into your lower faculties, if you know what I mean, then perhaps it's time to consider backing away from some of that. Because remember, you are what you eat mentally and physically. And we do tend to create experiences in our lives around that which we expose ourselves. And by virtue of being exposed to something, we are consuming it, especially if it's repeated. Understand? So why? Pay attention to how you. Some things are habits. We just do them because we've always what we. And so you can choose to change it if it isn't staying you. All right. So those are the 5.5 ways to take care of your mental, making sure that you are the best that you can, making sure that you are a beneficial presence on this. So thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, do like and share. More people need to know this information. Until next time.